Hi everyone, welcome back to another video on my channel. So today I'm going to be doing the Q&A that I promised a few days ago. So I'm just filming it today. It'll probably go up on, I don't know, Saturday, Sunday, I don't know, something around there. But basically I've got my list of questions here that you all asked me. I had a few questions here on YouTube, the majority of them were on Instagram because I asked on there as well. So some of them are like personal, just about me in general, and then some of them are to do with obviously my job as a nail tech. So I'm just going to get straight into it. I'm going to answer the personal ones first, tick them off as I go along, and then answer the ones about being a nail tech after, just so if you don't want to listen to the personal ones, you can skip. If you don't want to listen to the nail tech ones, you can skip, like that sort of thing. So first of all, the first question was, how old are you? I'm 24. Can't really go into much detail about that because that's how old I am. My birthday is the 2nd of September, so that's when I will be turning 25. I'm going to cross them off as I go along so I don't ask them again. So the next one is, what would you do? No, that is to do the nails. How much weight have you lost and how did you do it? Which, to be fair, like, I think I've mentioned it quite a few times on my channel, obviously not really on Instagram or any other way, because I don't know why, but weight loss is such like a taboo topic, which is really sad, because when you're trying to lose weight and you lose it, like, I feel like I can't be like, oh yeah, I've lost this much and I did it this way, like, because it can trigger people, and obviously I don't want to do that, so that's like the reason. But just trigger warning, I'm going to talk about calories like very briefly, just for a second or two, but basically I'm not going to talk about it in any detail, but I'm calorie counting, and have been for a long time, to be fair. I mean, on and off, I'm not going to lie, like I go off the rails for a little bit and then I'll be back in the right mindset. I can only do it when my mind is really in it and I really want to lose weight. Like a lot of the time I feel like I know in my mind, like, oh, you'd feel and look better if you lost a bit of weight, but that doesn't actually, like, in my mind say to me, like, I have to lose weight, if you know what I mean. Like, I need to actually, as awful as it sounds, like, be really miserable with my weight before I actually do anything about it. So yeah, it's good to be in the right mindset, but obviously you don't want to get to the point of misery because that's sad. But basically, since January, I have lost, I think it's now 15 pounds. No. Yeah, 15 pounds I've lost since January. Obviously that includes the 8 or 9 pounds that I lost for the 3 weeks that I was really ill with glandular fever, but I did manage to keep that off, so I am including that in my weight loss because I didn't put it back on after and then have to lose it again. Like, I just kept it off. And I did it by calorie counting. Like, that is literally it. Just found out how many calories I need to be on for my weight, height, activity level and all that fun stuff, and then just ate those calories. So if anyone wants to know, I'm on 1400 a day and I weigh 10 stone 8 pounds now, and I've been on 1400 calories since I weighed like 12 stone, so I'm still losing on that and that's what I'm sticking to. And then next, have you bought a house yet? No, we haven't. We've actually put it on hold for a little bit because houses, I'm not going to talk about it too much because it's a pretty boring topic, but obviously someone's asked it, so you want to know. We haven't bought one. Houses are really expensive at the moment and they're basically being sold for far more than they were being sold for like 4 or 5 years ago. So a house like 5 years ago that would have cost 150,000, that would have had like a lovely drive with like a space for 5 cars, which is a bit drastic. So like a drive for cars, a nice garden, 3 bedrooms, like that would have been about 150 in the area that I live in about 4 or 5 years ago. Whereas now a house that would have been 150 back then is like 220, which is obviously a lot more expensive, like 70,000 more. And houses that are up for sale for like 180 are ended up being sold for well over 200 because the world's just gone mad basically. So instead of like bartering to get up to the price it's up for sale for, people are giving the first offer as the for sale price, like the price that it's up for, and then going higher and higher. So it's just ridiculous at the moment, and we don't want to end up with a house that's not worth what we paid for it. And we also don't want to have a huge mortgage on a low interest now and then the interest rate rise and then it's end up having an even bigger mortgage, if you know what I mean. So we're putting it on hold for the moment, just in the hopes that the market settles just at least a little bit, like some normality comes back. Like even just getting a viewing at the moment is so difficult, because if you don't call within the first 4 hours of it going up for sale and on the websites and stuff, like it's fully booked for viewings already, so everyone is like this on it really quick and we're not. So we are still like viewing every now and then, like having a look on the websites and things, but we're not really getting too hung up on it. We've got I've got lots of holidays this year, lots to look forward to, so it's just one of those things. Like we'll probably start looking more seriously like October time. Have you and your fiance booked the wedding yet? No, we haven't. That is mainly because of the house situation. Wedding, unfortunately, like, is just not priority. Like, we need a house far more than we need a wedding. I don't really want to be, not that I have anything against this, but me personally, I don't want us to be married and living at home with my parents. Like, I just feel like that's a waste of time and money when we could have been putting the money that the wedding cost us, like, into having our own space, sort of thing. So we're putting that off for as long as it takes, basically. Like, neither of us are really in a hurry to get married. As awful as it sounds, I'm not really like a marriage, like, not a marriage person. I'm not really a wedding person, so it won't be like this huge thing. Like, it'll be really small, intimate with the closest people there, and yeah, that's it really. Like, it's not going to be huge. We're not going to spend thousands. Like, it's going to be quite just easy going, basically. That's nails. That's nails. 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 Last one that's not nail related is, do you have plans for the bank holiday? Yeah, I do, actually, as it goes. Today is Thursday, which is the day before the Easter bank holidays start. So on the Friday, me and my partner are having a date day, which is amazing because we don't really go out together that often. Like, he goes out with his friends and I go out with my friends, but we don't really go out with each other that much because by the time it gets to the weekend and neither of us have plans with anybody else, like, we're quite happy to just sit and watch TV together. Like, that to us is nice, so we're not really that bothered about going out, but it is nice every now and then. So tomorrow we're both off work. We are getting the train into Birmingham. We're going to Las Iguanas for a bottomless brunch, and then after that we're going to do a few like bits of shopping for the essentials for the holiday, like toiletries. My partner wants to look at some clothes, and then we're probably going to go to B@1 for a few cocktails, then we'll get the train home. And then Saturday we're going out for lunch at a local restaurant, a tapas, like, Italian restaurant, so that'll be really nice. We both love it there. Sunday we're planning on taking the dogs for a long walk to a local country park, and then Monday I'm going to see my niece and my brother and his girlfriend. So that's our bank holiday. So nail related questions. The first one is, do you have more than one brand of gel polish, and which do you prefer to use? I do, but I technically don't use both really. Obviously, as everyone knows, like, I have Gel Perfection. That's my main brand that I carry, which is like all of those shelves there full. I also have Blue Sky gel polish, which I do use. Like, I don't have anything against it or anything. I've used it since I first started practicing nails, like 12, how old am I now? 24, started when I was about 10, so like 14 years ago is when I first discovered Blue Sky, and I've used it ever since. Like, I don't have any problems with it. I love it. Some of the colours are not great. That's the same as every brand, I think. Like, it's one of those things, but I do like to have a professional only brand, obviously being a professional nail tech. Not that you have to. Obviously, I used Blue Sky for quite a few years of my career without having a professional only brand, so no problems there. I do prefer to use Gel Perfection, just because I have found that majority of their colours are absolutely perfect in 2 coats, and some of them are even amazing in 1. Whereas Blue Sky, I had 400 and something at one point, and all of those 400 and something were 2 coats and no more. But in the meantime, like, of me buying lots of them, I had actually got rid of some because they were like 3-4 coaters, and I don't have the patience for that. So yeah, it's a bit more hit and miss with Blue Sky. I think because their range is so large, it's harder to find the good ones, if that makes sense. So I do prefer Gel Perfection, but I also love Blue Sky, so I can't really complain. Next one is, how did you start getting clients? So back when I first started getting clients like at the very, very beginning when I was at college, because we had to do assessments in college and like work on people, like the general public. So I was advertising on Facebook selling pages and the local forums and stuff like that, and asking for people to come in and have whatever treatment it was that I needed. So I got quite a few clients through that who are still with me now that came to college back then. So that's really nice because that was like 7 or 8 years ago. Yeah, and then the other way is basically just word of mouth. Like, I'm really lucky that back then, like, my clients were useful and basically told their friends and family about me. And now I still have like a client that came to me when I was at college, and her daughter comes to me, and her sister, like her mum's sister, her auntie comes to me. Just things like that. Like, I've got lots of families that come, like all the women in the family come to me, which is really nice. And that sort of thing. My partner obviously is really good as well. I have a few clients now, like my 2 best friends and their mum, all come to me basically because of my partner, because he works with their mum, and she started coming because he asked her to, and then she brought her daughters, and then that was that. So yeah, I think word of mouth is the best thing. Obviously, advertising wise, like, you just gotta get yourself out there. Like, people won't know you're there until you tell them, basically. So you need to tell them, or you need to get other people to tell them, so you can do any sort of like deals and stuff. To be fair, I've done a few offers over the years, but I try and stay away from that, because in my opinion, like, I'd rather get clients who are gonna like pay my full price. And obviously that full price is set for a reason, because that's how much I need to earn. So to drop that for offers and things to get people in works if they're going to stay like for lots of appointments after that and be a regular and pay the full price every time. But if they're just going to take advantage of the offer and then never come again, like, it just seems a bit of a waste of time to me, because you could have filled that space with someone who would have paid, if that makes sense. So that's one of those things. But yeah, just word of mouth and advertising on local pages. So next one is, how do you find ideas for your nail art? Your videos are so creative and I love your style. Thank you so much, that's really kind. Well, it's all different things really. I suppose it's the same as everybody else. Like, I look on Pinterest a lot, I look through Instagram. I don't look through Instagram that often, to be honest. I don't ever really scroll through Instagram, but sometimes I do, and I'll save random things. Or I'll look at Pinterest quite a lot, and then I'll like find something on Pinterest and I'll tweak it to make it my own style. Or majority of the time, like, I've done it in videos before where I've sat down and turned the filming on and just been like, right, these are the colours I'm going to use, I don't know what I'm going to come out with, and just gone with it and hope for the best. Like, sometimes it turns out dreadful and I think, oh god, nobody would ever wear that, that's not good. But sometimes it comes out good, so it's all right. But yeah, to be fair, I get ideas at the most random times. Like, I'll just be laying in bed at night, like just about to fall asleep, and I'll suddenly think like, oh, leopard print, like something will come to me, and I'll literally make a note of it, like on my memo pad on my phone, so I don't remember by the time I've woken up. So I do that quite a lot. Next one is, I'm wondering how well you do as an independent nail tech and how long it took. So I have been like technically independent like my whole career as a nail tech, but I didn't become full-time independent, like on my own everything, just earning from nails, until about, I think it was 5 years in. So I've had a lot of jobs alongside it. Like, I first started out, what did I first do? I was at a chip shop for a long time, like when I was like 16 at college. I did this around those hours. Then I got another job and I did this around those hours. Like, I've always done this like around something else. And then, so I qualified in like May, June 2015, and I went full-time self-employed in December 2019. So that's how long it took me. I do think I could have done it earlier, but I was just a bit too scared. Like, I was like, I absolutely need to earn from this to live. Like, I was always a bit nervous about it. I just need to see what time it is because I've got a client coming. So I was always a bit nervous about it. So I think I left it a little bit longer than I needed to. But literally the point, like, I'm not showing off or anything, but I left it till that late. Like, I turned so many people away over the years because I couldn't fit them in, because I was working part-time. Well, I was working full-time and doing this part-time. So it was like ridiculous. And as awful as it sounds, I only actually became full-time in nails because I had a mental breakdown in October 2019, because I was working from 7:30 a.m. until 3:30 p.m. at another job Monday to Friday. And I was doing nails when I got home at like 3:45 until about 10 p.m. every Monday to Friday night and Saturdays. So it was a lot, and it really did creep up on me really quick, like that I couldn't actually, that wasn't sustainable and I needed to do something. So it was either stop doing nails, which was my lifelong dream, or quit my job and hope for the best. So I quit my job and hope for the best, and within a few days of uploading that I was full-time now and I could fit all these people in that I couldn't fit in before, I was fully booked. It was good timing because it was December, so obviously it was really busy. So I thought, if I do it in December, like basically get a load of money in the bank for December because it's always busy, and then January, February when it's quieter, it'll be okay. January, February and every month after that was just as busy. So I was really lucky that it took off so quickly. But yeah, it's definitely like not one of those things that you can say like, oh, it took her a year, it took her like 2 years, it took her 10 years, so it'll take me that long. Like, it's so individual. It's one of those things, it just depends. The next one is, what is your favourite acrylic / what is your favourite out of like acrylic / hard gel? I don't use hard gel. I used to and I hated it, I'm not gonna lie. I just find the whole thing of it being a file off system like just rubbish. Like, I'm not into that. Especially, I used it up until the lockdowns, but then when the lockdowns hit, it was obviously a nightmare because my clients, I didn't want them to file it off because they could damage their nails. So I was basically telling everyone, like, file as much as you can off, but don't file it all off, because if you get down to a natural nail, you're really likely to damage it, basically. So don't go all the way down. So it was just a nightmare. So I've stopped using hard gel quite a couple of years ago. And I basically do Build-A-Gel more than anything now, and that is my absolute favourite for growing out natural nails and things. So out of acrylic and hard gel, acrylic's my favourite. Out of Build-A-Gel and acrylic, I think finally Build-A-Gel is my favourite, but it did take a while to get there. And then the second part of the same like person's question was, does it get easier as you get more people to practice on? I'm nervous around the cuticles. Yes, 100% it gets easier. Like, the more practice you, like, it is literally just practice makes perfect. Like, at the very beginning, everything made me nervous. Like, literally every single thing would make me scared, and that the client wasn't going to be very happy, or I wasn't going to be happy with them. Like, something was going to go wrong, and it was going to be dreadful, and the end of the world, and blah, blah, blah. And eventually, you just get over it. Like, you just do. Like, it's not that deep, you know what I mean? Like, if something goes wrong, if you're at a point where you can fix anything, it doesn't really matter. Do you know what I mean? Like, eventually, you just get to the point. I've just realised how many times I've said like, and it's starting to wind me up, so I know it's going to annoy you. I need to think about what I'm going to say before I go to say it, instead of having to say like, to think of what I'm going to say next. It's not going well. But yeah, so it does get easier, don't worry. The next one is I can't even read my own writing. If you could only do one shape of nails forever, what would it be? Coffin, I think, because one, it's easy. No, stop saying like, for goodness sake. It's easy to do coffin, so that's already a bonus. And secondly, I really like coffin. I think it suits everybody. I've never done any coffin nails on anyone's nails and thought that is not the shape for you, but I have done that with almond before, so I don't know. Yeah, coffin is my favourite anyway, and if you've got corners, you've got more space for design. That's my opinion. And then the last question, question 12, is what would you do if you were not a nail technician? And the honest truth to this is, I don't have a clue. I'd probably be an admin. I like typing on a computer, and I like paperwork and documents and filing and Excel spreadsheets and Word documents and all that sort of thing that most people find really boring. I quite like all that, so I'd definitely be an admin, and that's what a couple of my other jobs before doing this full-time were, and I did really enjoy them, but this was just my ultimate, like, this is what I wanted to do, and that's why I did it. But yeah, if I wasn't being an nail tech, I'd probably do admin of some sort in an office somewhere. But yeah, so that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it and it answered, obviously, your questions. If you do have any more questions that I didn't answer in this video, because I only gave you like 2 days to get some to me, do pop them in the comments below and I will be sure to answer them. In the meantime, thank you so much for watching as always, and I'll be back really soon with another video. Bye!